an assistant professor in the Department of Economics, Bikali College. Today we are going to delve into the fascinating and often problematic world of asymmetric information and its consequences, adverse selection, and moral hazard. In the next few minutes, we will understand what these concepts mean and, more importantly, how they manifest in the real world. Let's understand what is asymmetric information. In simple terms, asymmetric information means a mismatch of information or imbalance of knowledge. Right. Now, how does mismatch of information create problem? And this mismatch of information between who? In economics, we will understand this phenomena, asymmetric information, how it creates problems in the market structure. Normally, there are two parties involved in a market system, buyers and sellers. And every product that comes to the market, a certain price is attached to that product. Buyers, suppose a buyer comes to the market, for example, looking for a water bottle. Now, he or she will find different types of water bottles, and each water bottle will have different price levels. Why these different levels of prices? Coming to this point, prices also reflect the quality of the products, along with many other things. Obviously, scarcity is one of the other things. Now we will consider here the quality of a product. We know that if a product is of high quality, then the seller will set a higher price for the product, and if a certain product is of low quality, then a low price is set for it. Now, we as a buyer, if we are going to pay a higher price for a certain product, there is a certain requirement. It is that we need to be sure that it is of high quality, right? We need to have that information regarding the quality of a product. You or I, we are not going to pay a higher price for a product of which we are not aware of, which quality we are not aware of. If we do not know that a certain product is of higher quality, then we are not ready to pay a higher price, right? Now, how does this mismatch of information, if such mismatch of information arises, what problems it could create? Now, let us understand. This mismatch of information, we term it as asymmetric information. Now, this here, suppose the seller has more information regarding the price it is regarding the product it is selling, and the buyer, they have less information, suppose. And in certain cases, it may also happen that the buyer may have more information compared to the seller regarding a particular product. Okay, this circumstance, this situation in a market, when one party, no matter it is buyer or the seller, they have more or less information compared to the other party. Now, George Akerlof, an American economist, he explained this phenomenon of asymmetric information and what probable problems it can create with his famous example of Lemon's market or Lemon's problem. Now, he used the example of the market of used cars. Okay, suppose there is a market of used cars, and two qualities of cars are being sold in the market. One type of car is of high quality, good quality, and the other type of used cars are of poor qualities. And good quality cars are termed as plum, suppose, and the bad quality cars are termed as lemons. Okay. Now, if two types of qualities of used cars are offered in a market by the sellers, and prospective buyers come to the market, and if the prospective buyers do not cannot differentiate between the two qualities, like they cannot be sure by looking at the cars that whether it is of good quality or it is of bad quality, that is to say whether it is a lemon or not. Okay. Now the sellers who are selling good quality cars, they will set a higher price, and the sellers who are selling the low quality cars, that is the lemons, they will set a lower price. Okay. Now as a buyer, if I am going to that market, what will I do? If I am not sure that there are two types of cars, then what will I do? I will look at the two prices, the higher price and the lower price, and I will think that the probability of getting a good quality car or a bad quality car, I do not know what is the probability. There can be 50-50 chances, right? Therefore, what will I do? I will define an average price, that is a price between the higher and the lower price, in the middle, and I will offer that price to the seller. Now, at that average price, what will happen? The higher quality car owners, they are not going to offer me their cars, and only the low quality car owners are going to offer me their cars, right? So I will end up with the poor quality cars, that is I will end up with the lemons. Now again, if I am now after purchasing one car, the next time I will be sure that in this market only there are lemons, so I will further lower my price, and at that price obviously I am getting a lemon, and all the high quality used cars, no one of them this will be sold, and they will go out of the market. So no transaction of good quality cars will occur ever, right? So this is the famous problem of lemons market, as explained by George Ecker. Now the main two problems, major problems caused by asymmetric information are adverse selection and moral hazard. What is adverse selection? Here we will understand what is adverse selection. The previous example of lemons market that we understood is one of a classic example of adverse selection. It says that low quality items crowded out the high quality items because of the high cost of acquiring information, because we do not have the information which car is of what quality, right? Because of this lack of information in our part, the high quality cars or high quality products from the market will go out. It can also be explained with the example of the insurance market. Suppose there is an insurance company for theft of bicycles. They assume that in certain areas equal level of bicycle thefts are occurring, so they offer their insurance policies. Suppose in different areas the probability of bicycle theft is different. Not all the areas are facing same level of theft. So the company will assume that there are equal number of thefts, and they will set a price for their insurance basing on the average number of theft that they will expect that will occur. But in actual, what will happen? Who will claim that insurance? If you are living in an area where bicycle theft generally does not occur, then are you going to buy that insurance? No, right? If I am living in an area where bicycle theft is more frequent, then will I buy that insurance? Yes, I will. So all the people living in those areas where bicycle thefts are occurring in a large numbers, they will end up buying the insurance policies. Now, this number was not expected by the insurance company. The insurance company assumed that there will be an average number of bicycle theft occurring in the areas, and on the basis of that, they set their insurance price. But the actual number of insurance claims will be higher than that, and thus they will broke out often soon, right? This is the problem with adverse selection. Now next we come to moral hazard. What is moral hazard? We can also explain this with the same example of insurance market, the insurance company offering insurance for bicycle theft. Now this problem occurs after that insurance is bought, not before buying the insurance, right? Now what happens, suppose here the circumstances change. Suppose all the areas are facing equal numbers of bicycle thefts, and here only action that is affecting the number of bicycle thefts is how individuals are taking care of their bicycles. If I am a bicycle owner and I am taking proper care of it, that means I am using a proper lock for it whenever I go and to go outside and wherever I go. And actions like that taken by me, that will ensure that my bicycle is safe from thieves. Okay. Now, if there is no insurance, then what will happen to me? What will happen to my actions? What will happen to my behavior? I will behave more cautiously. I will take care of my bicycle more, right, than before, because I do not have any insurance, and because if my bicycle is being stolen, then it is me who is going to bear all the cost, right? So I am going to take good care of it. But if I buy that insurance, if some company comes and sells me an insurance, right? Now they will say that if the bicycle is stolen, then they will bear all the cost. What will happen to my behavior now? Now I know that if my bicycle is stolen, it is not me who will bear all the cost. It is the insurance company who will bear all the cost. Then my behavior will change. I will not care to take good care of my bicycle, right? My behavior will change. This change in behavior after I am insured against this bicycle theft is called moral hazard. Okay? Now, these problems of adverse selection and moral hazard, how can we solve them? How can we tackle with them? Okay, now there are several solutions or steps that we can take. For example, the screening. Screening is done, suppose before buying a medical insurance, the company can ask the individuals to run some medical tests, so that individuals cannot hide any information from the company. There is signaling, and who can use this signaling? Suppose in the used car market, we were saying that buyers do not know about the quality of the cars, therefore they were hesitating to pay the higher price, right? But if the owners of the good cars, they can signal us that they are selling the good qualities with the help of steps like providing warranty, right? then we will think that, oh, this seller is providing us warranty, that means this car is of good quality, otherwise they would not have provided it, right? So steps like this can be used to prevent such problems of hidden actions or hidden information. Okay. In conclusion, what we can say is that asymmetric information is not some theory which is lies on the books only. It is something that we can see in our day-to-day lives. We can face problems due to hidden information in our everyday lives. Okay, so understanding this concept is very important, very crucial, so that we can work towards more equitable and efficient market outcomes. Thank you, everyone.